Blast me to Cyphos! It's time for the Mad Merlin's Warhammer 40,000 Imperium Journey, Issue 36, Part 1, Lore and Build Guide. Hello and welcome back to another episode in the Mad Merlin's Warhammer 40,000 Imperium Journey Guide. So this is the part works done by Hachette and giving us a lovely look at the world of Warhammer 40,000. So we're going to move ahead with issue 36, and we've got ourselves a new Necron model. So this is the first of 3 Tomb Blades that we're going to be getting. So I'll take a closer look at that in a minute. We also get a 32mm flying stand. So if this seems a bit too small, you can easily get a slightly larger one. Might be a good idea to super glue this down to a 40mm base if that would be more your size, but these should be ample to keep the balance. And in the magazine, we learn about Necron flyers, including the Tomb Blades. We build and paint our Tomb Blade, and we have a battle for the Imperial Forge. So let's go vertical. We'll take a look inside the magazine and at our new model. So here we have our Necron Tomb Blade. These are little sickle-shaped jet bikes that zoom along both the surfaces of planets and even in outer space, and act as fighter craft and interceptors, and roaming ahead of the Necron Advance, basically. So the jet bike is a rather detailed kit. There's loads of fiddly components on this, but it is a rather nice kit. I've never really liked the Tomb Blades. I've always thought that the Necron's fast attack was and should still be the Locust Destroyers. But it would be nice if they could actually do a new kit for those. But they serve their purpose for being quite a pretty old kit. But the Tomb Blades are a much more versatile unit. They have a few different additional pieces of war gear that help them interfere with the enemy's armies. I will cover those in the rules section. They also have a good selection of weapons. So you've got your particle beamers, much like the Spiders. We've got the Tesla Destructors, I think they're called. And then we have our twin-linked Gauze Blasters. So that's the underside. So we got our rider here. Nice detail. He's got all the cables plugging straight into his core systems. And he's got his hands on like little control things that fit onto the side there. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. They just go onto our little flying stand here. And you've got the choice of small pegs or tall pegs, whichever you prefer. I think to keep the balance a bit better, I'd probably go for the smaller ones myself. Let's take a look inside our magazine. Okay, so here we have issue 36, and let's see what we have inside. So we've got our battle record for the Tomb Blades. We learn about Necron flyers and the Hunter's Vengeance, which is a short story featuring the Eldar and Dark Eldar. Then we build and paint our Tomb Blades, of course in the colours of the Zarek Dynasty, so I won't be following that guide. I'll be painting mine up in the Saltec scheme. And then we got our usual rules, so Tomb Blades, more continuing rules for the shooting phase, and we got a Capture the Forge mission for our Scout Pack. So here we have our Tomb Blades. So these fast-moving flying craft harass the enemy from the sky, swooping low to fire lethal energy weapons at targets of opportunity. So here we have some of the extra things I was talking about. So we've got the shield vanes, we've got the shadow gloom, and the nebula scope. So here we are at the bottom. I'll just read these out. So the shield vanes, these devices protect an energy shield to give extra protection to the riders. The shadow gloom projects an aura of darkness that provides the craft with additional cover. And the nebula scope, this targeting device, allows the pilot to hit foes who are behind cover. So that's how they make a lot more use out of their ability to be swift and deadly. So we've got the twin Gauss blasters, the twin Tesla carbines, and the particle beamer. And as I mentioned in my Mechanicum video, I haven't yet got around to filling out all my data sheets, but you can put your name here, your weapon names, and what the type of the attack patterns are, which is pretty cool. So next up we've got the Necron Armory, and this covers the flying vehicles. So powered by technology far beyond the means of the galaxy's other races, Necron flying vehicles are capable of undertaking maneuvers that defy the laws of physics and allow them to destroy the vessels of mortal pilots and establish aerial superiority with frightening ease. So this covers the details about the different Necron vehicles. So as you see, Battles in the Void, you got the Tomb Blades as they're mechanical. They can actually make take the combat to outer space, and luckily stuff like the Tyranids, who actually can live in space, aren't too bothered by it, so they can also make use of lesser creatures as attack craft. So on the other side we have a list of the different Necron flyers. So we've got the Doom Scythes, which have the really big Tesla Destructors, the heavy ones, and they also have the Doom Prism. And of course we got our Tomb Blades, which is just covered, and the Night Scythes, which have the ability to teleport troops into battle. So they're basically a flyer with transport capacity, which is pretty cool. So I definitely wouldn't mind getting 1 or 2 of those, because I've never actually had these. A lot of people call these the flying croissant of death because of their moon-shaped wings. And they are a really nice kit. One of the better looking flyers, I think, in my honest opinion. But of course, speaking of flyers, we've got more flyer coverage in the form of a short story featuring the Eldar and their dark cousins. So, Drakari raiders descended on a maiden world to torture and plunder. A trio of Crimson Hunters, Eldari aspect warriors and expert pilots, streak through the skies tasked with defending the pristine planet from the twisted denizens of Komorra. So, just a nice short story showing the abilities of different pilots on the Eldar side. We got nice shots of the Crimson Hunters, and my favourite version is the Hemlock Wraith Fighter, which is a pilotless vehicle and is guided by the Spirit Stone of a fallen Crimson Hunter. Which is pretty cool. Alright, on to building our Tomb Blade. So this is a really in-depth kit, so take your time with it. You start by building just your main sickle shape chassis, I suppose, in a way. We start adding on all the little details, the engines, the blade vanes, etc. We put our pilot in, so you've got to put him in a funny angle and then click him into position. So it shows there you've got the arms attached, but I think you put those on afterwards. Yes. The arms are put on afterwards, so that image is a little bit incorrect. But you can just slide your model in and get it into position. All these little cables that go in at the back, so you've got to be careful of those. I'd suggest getting some thin-nosed tweezers. They would be very helpful in getting everything in the right place. Then we've got the choice of guns. So when gluing the guns in positions, do some so one at a time. You will need to hold them in place for several seconds whilst the glue begins to dry. Otherwise, they may slide free. Let the glue set before gluing the shadow, gloom, and shield vanes into position. What you could do is balance the Tomb Blade on a paint pot and try and get the blasters as stable as possible and use them as like support struts. Another way of doing it is to glue the actual weapon mount into the guns first, and then glue that on afterwards. Yeah, you could easily do it that way. That's how we build our. That's how we build our Tomb Blade. Totally forgotten then for some reason. Yeah, we could easily glue our guns onto the mount first, and then glue the mount on afterwards. There we go. And as I'm doing my own colour scheme, let's cover the the Zarak Dynasty version. So we're just painting it with Runelord Brass. If you have Runelord Brass spray, which would be a good idea, as it's an easier way of getting your models coated, I suggest doing it like that. Picking out Abaddon Black and all the joints, different spinal cables, etc., the weapon casings and the shield veins. Picking out the blades and some of the details on the weapons in Lead Belcher, as well as the joints and the armor panels and any pistons. Painting the areas that will be glowing green with Corax White. Picking out certain armor panels with the Canoptic Alloy, then giving a Cryptek Armor Shade Gloss. Running Nuln Oil into some of the deeper recesses. And painting Nuln Oil over all the silver we've just done. Then finally a thin paint of Reikland Flesh Shade just to the shoulder pads to help make it stand out a little bit better. And then we have our finished model. So I'm guessing we'll probably have one built with each of the different weapons, most likely. And they'll have a variety of the different back equipments. We have the rules there for them, but we'll cover that in the next video. So there we have it. So that was issue 36 of the Imperium magazine by Hachette. And this will be the first time I've actually built a Tomb Blade, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. So, thank you very much for watching then. Be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe if you don't already do so. It would really help the channel out. Also, if you have the chance, there are my affiliate links in the description down below, as well as my social medias for all more my other hobby content. And my Buy Me a Coffee channel if you'd like to help donate something towards the running of the channel. I will thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time for more mad content. Goodbye.